Welcome to Quinnipiac Live, the show for college students or those heading off to college soon, and we're here to answer your questions live right here on the Quinnipiac University YouTube channel. And today we're going to be talking all about tips to look for in a college if you want to earn an undergraduate and graduate degree faster and for less money. So it seems impossible, but we're here to tell you that it's not. And today I have with me Michael Taylor, Associate Dean in Quinnipiac School of Business, and Valerie Perkins. She's an interdisciplinary studies student here at Quinnipiac, and she's on track to go into the education program. So without giving away all of your tips, and just to get our audience a little feel for what we're going to be talking about today, why should anyone even consider getting 2 degrees so effectively?
Well, one thing to think about is that many career paths these days require you to have a graduate or a master's degree at some point during your career. And so it can be very advantageous to get both your undergraduate and your graduate degree up front at the start of your career.
Yeah, I would add that it'll help separate you from your counterparts when you're going to apply for a job. It shows your employer, your future employer, that you're dedicated and you're willing to work hard, and it'll help separate you.
Sure, so it'll give you that edge in the job market, because after all, you go to school to get a great job after school. So it'll give you that edge, and many careers, like Michael said, require advanced degrees. So we'll be sharing with you all of those tips, and it's just about 4 o'clock, so Boomer, roll that open. Hey Bobcat Nation, it's Quinnipiac Live, the show for college students or those heading off to college soon, right here on the Quinnipiac University YouTube channel. And we're going to answer your questions live. And today is all about earning 2 degrees, finding a school that will let you earn 2 degrees in less time and for less money. And today I have with me Michael Taylor, Associate Dean in Quinnipiac School of Business, and Valerie Perkins. She's an interdisciplinary studies student here at Quinnipiac going into the education program. So we talked a little bit about why it should be important, but why should anybody care, especially if you're in high school right now? It's a lot to think about in the future. So why should anyone even consider doing this?
I would say that it would give you an edge in your future job market.
Definitely.
So you definitely want to make a different stance from other students or other people who are going to apply, so that'll definitely help to separate you.
Sure, definitely. So I guess we'll just get right into it, yeah? What's the first tip in looking for a college where you can earn 2 degrees?
I would say that you need to explore first what type of degrees that your career path needs. So check what's recommended and check to see the different programs that different universities have to offer.
And once you're thinking about your particular career path, you want to explore what are the requirements of those careers. So in today's world, careers in education, business, communication, social work, and so many other fields will eventually require you to have that advanced degree. And so it can be to your benefit to get that degree earlier so that you're out in the job market with that advanced degree that much sooner.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, so many degrees do require that. So what are some of the examples of those degrees that requires more education?
So we've heard from Valerie, obviously, in the field of education,
Yeah,
teachers do require a master's degree.
Yes.
In the world of business, many employers are looking for an advanced master's degree or an MBA. The same can be true in communications, and certainly in the health sciences fields, advanced degrees are the norm.
Yeah, and I see some of you in the chat talking and things, so that's great. Thank you guys for being here. ER from New Hampshire, great to see you here. And Nicole Mormondo, I probably didn't pronounce that correctly, so send it to me if I didn't. But what's another tip that you can look for in a college to get 2 degrees?
I think that you also need to try and find a university that supports your major and also has potential graduate programs that you can apply to in the future. If you're uncertain what exact graduate program, try and find a university that offers similar ones so you're able to make a decision.
Sure, and I know Quinnipiac offers a lot of graduate programs. So even if you come in or to any university that you don't know, if they have a lot of graduate programs, hopefully you'll be able to pick from one, you'll find your interest in one, and then you can do the dual degrees or an accelerated program, and it'll help you get that 2 degrees in less time and for less money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. So what's Nicole? Oh, Nicole, we have a question from Nicole. Let's see what Nicole says. She wants to know, what dual degrees does Quinnipiac offer? Can you talk to that a little bit?
Certainly. So Quinnipiac offers a number of different dual degree options. In our School of Business, we have dual degree options with our Master of Science programs in accounting and business analytics, as well as our traditional MBA program. But there are plenty of other dual degree options on campus in the School of Communications, the School of Health Sciences, College of Arts and Sciences. So there are a few different options all across the university in basically every discipline.
Yeah. Nicole, let us know what you're interested in. We'd love to know, and we could certainly talk about it more about what opportunities there are for you to get those 2 degrees. So what's another tip in finding a college where you can get 2 degrees?
You definitely want to look for a school that allows you to accelerate your studies. As opposed to the traditional 4-year path, if you want to finish sooner, find a university that allows you to do that. Some of the ways that you can do that include taking extra credits during your regular semesters, as well as taking additional winter and summer credits as well.
Yeah, I've definitely taken advantage of taking a class over the summer and taking a class over January term, we call it. So when I came home for winter break, I was able to take an online course, and that definitely helped lighten up my workload for this semester. But it also has helped me be on track to graduate my undergrad earlier. So.
Sure. So you might be thinking, you know, taking those extra classes when you're not in school might be a lot, but at the end of the day, it saves you that extra year or 2.
Definitely.
And we have another question from our audience. Freud Jean F. wants to know, does dual degrees help you start working faster? What do you guys say?
Absolutely, it does. We see a lot of our dual degree students getting into the workforce faster because you're saving time on the front end by completing your degrees sooner. So by completing your undergraduate and graduate degrees in that dual degree format, you're out in the workforce sooner. So in addition to saving money on the front end on tuition, you're also making money at a year or 2 sooner as well.
Right. I know that during my graduate year, I'm going to be subbing in different schools, so I'll have that experience with teachers and different school districts. So I know that that's definitely going to be huge to help make connections and try and establish myself in different school districts.
Another question from our audience. Keep the chat going, guys. This is great. Sydney Snyder wants to know, do you have a faster pre-med track? What are the options that Quinnipiac has for that?
So Quinnipiac does have a pre-med track through our College of Arts and Sciences. Our School of Health Sciences and our School of Nursing also have accelerated programs for their various graduate degree options in the health sciences and nursing programs as well.
And there are a lot of different tracks. I know there's like 6+1, 7.5, 3+3. I can't even name them all, but how would someone go about, like Sydney, finding that program that they're interested in?
So all of that program information is available on the university's website, and there is a special webpage set up just for our dual degree programs. So it's qu.edu/dual degrees.
Awesome. So hopefully you can find it good, Sydney. And what's another tip that you have for finding a college to get 2 degrees?
I think that it's important to lock in your tuition price once you're a freshman. I think, Michael, you can probably speak more on that, but I know that
definitely helps with the money part.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some universities will allow you to lock in your tuition price at your first year. Here at Quinnipiac, we do allow students in our accelerated dual degree programs to lock in their tuition price at that first year, so they can avoid those incremental increases that happen every year for most traditional students. So that does, over time, compound and save you some money as well.
Yeah, so it sounds like a lot of big words, but basically you'll be paying the same price every year, even when you're in grad school, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so that's a great tip. And we have another question from one of our viewers. Kayla Rashid, can you do a minor while pursuing a dual degree?
I am actually a sociology minor as well, so I know that it's definitely possible. I knew that for education I would need a few sociology classes, and as well as general university credits I needed sociology classes, or I had the option to, so I figured that in the winter programs or the summer sessions that if I take 2 or 3 more I would be able to minor, so I know that it's definitely possible to do that as well.
And generally speaking, all of our degree programs, accelerated or not, will still allow you to complete a minor as long as you're able to identify those courses that you want to take and then fit them into your schedule.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of tips so far. You want a university that knows your interests, Valerie mentioned in the beginning. You want a university that supports your major and has a lot of options for graduate programs. You want a university that will lock in your tuition. So what's another tip for finding a university like this?
Another tip is if you already know the specific graduate degree that you want, see if that university offers an accelerated dual degree option to get you a direct entry path into that degree. So for example, here at Quinnipiac in our School of Business, we have an accelerated dual degree program where students can enter the business school for any of our undergraduate business majors and have direct admission directly into our MBA program during their 4th year of study. And so our students are able to come directly into that program without a separate application process in the graduate year.
Which is great. That also saves time in the application process, not only in school. And we have a couple questions here from ER. Thanks for those. Let's see. Is there a benefit towards going for a graduate degree right after a bachelor degree? What do you have to say?
The biggest benefit there is your savings of time. It gets you out in the job market sooner, and because you're starting your career already with that graduate degree on your resume, you're typically going to see a bump in your starting salary, which over time means you're making more money.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would say that it'll definitely help save time so you're not actually applying to a completely new school. So going for a dual degree program will definitely be beneficial.
And shout out Brenna Kitchens for her question. She wants to know, do you have a physical therapy program or offer exercise science?
Yes, our School of Health Sciences does offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, and physician assistant programs as part of their dual degree offerings.
Yeah, and like Michael mentioned earlier, you can go online and you can find all those, Brenna, and you can find which one best suits you, because we have a ton to choose from,
So
right?
many.
Yeah. So what's another tip for someone looking to do 2 degrees in a college?
I think that it would be important for you to just, I guess, do your research and kind of just get your foot in the door and see different options that different universities have and try and figure out the best one that will work for you so you think that you'll be most successful in.
Yeah, definitely. So we have another question from Nicole. She wants to know, if you are a major in the School of Communications, can you also apply to the 4+1 MBA program?
Yes, absolutely. So here at Quinnipiac, we allow students to apply to our 4+1, our dual degree programs, regardless of undergraduate major. So we, in our MBA program, will certainly accept students from communications, arts and sciences, health sciences, and in fact, about 25% of our MBA class every year are students that did not have a business major.
Oh, okay. So if Nicole were to do that, how would she apply to that?
So for our traditional dual degree 4+1 program, our students would actually apply during the spring of your junior year based on our program requirements, and then once accepted, you would begin taking some graduate credits in your senior year that would allow you to double count those credits, as we talked earlier, to get you through that graduate program a little bit faster.
Sure. Another question from Sydney. She wants to know, can you explain the different degrees, like a bachelor and the other ones you mentioned, like BS, MBA, etc.?
So generally, undergraduate degrees would fall under 2 main categories, BS or BA, which stands for Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts. There's very little distinction between the two, but they generally stand for your undergraduate degree, your typical 4-year college degree.
Right.
And then our accelerated, or I'm sorry, not accelerated, our advanced degrees at the graduate level, the MBA is our Master of Business Administration. Another designation you might hear quite often is an MS or an MA, which stands for Master of Science or Master of Arts. And again, that's your general designation for a master's level degree.
Yeah, I'm actually in the BA MAT program here at Quinnipiac. So essentially, I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences for my bachelor's degree, but I'm also in the MAT program, which is the Master of Arts in Teaching. So that'll be my graduate degree program in the School of Education.
Sure. So you're doing a little bit of both at the same time.
Right.
And I know, Mike, you might have mentioned it a little bit before, but that combined format, what's that like, doing the 2 together?
So the combined format is, in our School of Business, is exactly like what Valerie's doing in School of Education. We have students that are taking graduate level credits as electives toward the undergraduate degree in their senior year, which means fewer credits need to be done after your 4th year, which allows you to accelerate your program and finish faster.
Yeah, definitely. What's another tip you have for looking at a school where you want to earn 2 degrees like that?
Well, we talked about our accelerated dual degrees where students are finishing even faster. Those are programs where you're typically invited into the program during the admissions process. But if you're not quite sure yet which graduate degree you're looking for, look for schools that allow you to apply for that graduate degree while you're still in your studies. So for example, our dual degree programs, our 4+1 programs, allow you to apply as a junior while you're still here so that you have time to double count those credits during your senior year.
Yeah, definitely. Do you guys have any other pieces of advice or suggestions for students out there, everyone who's watching? What's your last piece of advice for students?
I would say just don't be nervous about your getting into graduate school initially. Work hard, study, and just focus on your undergrad, but also keep in the back of your head, be prepared that you might need a graduate degree or a master's at the end of your 4 years at college.
I spoke a little too soon. We have another question from one of our viewers. Samuel, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I don't want to botch it up, so I'm sorry. But Samuel wants to know, how do you apply to the 3+1 MBA program on Common App? How would you do that,
Okay,
Mike?
so for our 3+1 programs, whether it's business, communications, or any of the others that we offer, there's no separate application needed. You just apply directly to the university, and if you're qualified for the program, you'll be invited into it. And at that point, you have the option to accept your admission into the accelerated program or stick with the traditional 4-year track.
Awesome. And we have another question. Courtney Hanula, maybe. She wants to know, can my master's be in business analytics?
Absolutely. We do have a master's program in business analytics, and that is eligible for either of our dual degree programs, the accelerated 3+1 dual degree or the traditional 4+1 dual degree.
So Valerie, she gave us her last tip, last suggestion for those thinking about getting these 2 degrees in less time and for less money. Mike, what's your last piece of advice for someone?
My last piece of advice is definitely look for schools that have a variety of graduate degrees, but also be flexible and know that your desires might change. For example, we have students wanting to come into the MBA program, and then by junior year, they've decided that they prefer business analytics or perhaps a master's in accounting. So make sure you've got a little bit of flexibility built into what you're looking for so that you can adapt over the next few years.
Sure. At any university, and especially Quinnipiac, there's definitely flexibility, which is the great part about coming to school here.
Absolutely.
But thanks for joining me today. And if you are interested in more about college life in general, or Quinnipiac University specifically, check the description for our links. And thanks for hanging out with us. Join us every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern on the Quinnipiac University YouTube channel, where we'll answer your questions college students have or those going to college soon have. So we'll see you next week on Quinnipiac Live. Go Bobcats!